the molar mass of 1 mole of nitrogen dioxide is 46 grams. All right, so let's see if we can work a few problems. I hope you can see them from here. I'll read it out loud in case you can't. How many moles are in 34.0 grams of sulfur? Well, first let's look at the periodic table of elements. Stand by. Instead of looking over here, I'm going to have this right here. I think you can see it better if I hold it like this. So we're going to look at our periodic table of elements to solve this. The ratio that we can create is 1 mole of sulfur equals 32, let's just round it to 32 grams. Okay, so let's say 1 mole of sulfur equals 32 grams. And we can also write it the other way. 32 grams equals 1 mole of sulfur. We can make either ratio. Well, let's start over here. Let's start with what we have. We have 34.0 grams, and we're wanting to end up with moles. So which of these are we going to pick? Well, if we're starting with grams, we want to put grams on the bottom so they cancel out, and we're left with moles. So we're going to use this ratio. We're going to say 1 mole sulfur equals 32 grams. And we'll just do the math. We'll cancel out grams, and we're left with moles of sulfur. And we can abbreviate MOL if we want to. Moles of sulfur. Unfortunately, I can't ask my best friend Siri because I'm filming with my camera. So we're going to pretend like you did the math. We would do 34 divided by this, and we would get 1 something. So I unfortunately don't have the math done in advance. So go ahead and do the math, and then we'll. I think I have a question prompted for you to answer. The next one is how many grams are in 24.5 moles of magnesium? All right, we have starting with 2.5 moles of magnesium, and we're trying to get to grams. Well, let's look at our PTE. Magnesium. Let's look at what kind of ratio can we create from this. We know that in 1 mole of magnesium, or 1 mole of magnesium has a mass of 24.305 grams, 24 grams. So let's make our ratio. Mole of magnesium, we know there's 24.305 grams. The moles cancel, we're left with grams, and if you do the math, 25 times 24.305, you'll end up with the answer there. All right, so let's go to the next one. How many moles are in 125 grams of sodium? All right, so we're starting with 125 grams of sodium, and we need some type of ratio between moles and grams. Let's look at our periodic table of elements. On the PTE, we know that 1 mole, or the molar mass, 1 mole of sodium has a mass of 22.990 grams. That's its molar mass. So let's make our ratio. I want to end up with moles and get rid of grams. So I'm going to put grams on the bottom and moles on the top. So these grams will cancel. And my ratio is 1 mole equals 22.990. My grams cancel, and I'm left with moles of sodium. And in the calculator, I would type in 125 divided by 22.990 and get that answer there. The last question is this. or on the last on this screen, is this. What is the mass of 2.000 moles of potassium? Let's write it out. 2.000 moles of potassium. What would be our ratio? Let's look at the PTE. Our ratio would be this. 1 mole of potassium has the mass of 39.098 grams. Now we're wanting to end up with grams, with the mass, right? So we're going to put moles on the bottom and grams on the top. In 1 mole of potassium, we have 38.08 grams. The moles will cancel. I'm left with grams. I would multiply 2 times 39 something, 0.098 in my calculator, and I would get almost 80, something around close to 79 grams. All right, hopefully you're following along with me. Hopefully you're getting this. I have another whole page of them here for us to practice. Let's do the next one. Let's do one with carbon. Actually, let's not do the one with carbon because I don't have a paper for it. Let's do this one here. Well, we'll have to do it. How many grams are in 2.5 moles of carbon dioxide? This is going to be a little trickier. It's going to require 2 steps. First of all, we're starting out with moles. We're starting out with 2.5 moles of carbon dioxide. We need to figure out the molar mass of carbon dioxide. We'll do that this way. We know that in carbon dioxide, we have 1 carbon and we have 2 oxygen. Well, what's the molar mass of these? We know that oxygen from the PTE is 15.9999. So this will be, for purposes of easy math, let's just say 16. And so we have 16 and 16. I found my carbon, and its molar mass is 12.011. Instead of writing 12.011, I'm just going to write 12. And I'm going to do the math. I get 44. The molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44 grams. So my ratio would be this. I'm going to put moles on bottom because I want to get rid of moles and have them cancel. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide is 44 grams. And now I'll solve this like we've solved the other ones. Moles cancel. I'm left with grams of carbon dioxide. I would multiply 2.5 times 44, and I'll put that answer here. Let's do one more 2-step process. How many moles are in 125 grams of H2O, of water? We're going to start out with 125 grams. That's what I've given you. 125 grams of H2O. I'm trying to end up with moles, so I'm going to put grams on bottom, so they'll cancel, and put mole on top, mole of H2O. I've got to figure out how many grams are 1 mole of H2O. To do that, to determine the molar mass, I would say, okay, well, in every molecule of water, we have 1 hydrogen, 2 hydrogens, and 1 oxygen. If you look at oxygens, if you look at oxygen on the periodic table, you'll see 15.9999. And instead of writing that here, I'm just going to put 16 to make it easy. hydrogen on the PTE is 1.008. The molar mass of 1 mole, or the mass of 1 mole of hydrogen is 1.008. Its molar mass is 1.008 grams. So this would be 1.008, but we'll just say 1. That's 1. If you add these together, 1 mole of water is 18 grams. The molar mass of water is 18 grams. So that's our ratio. 1 mole of H2O equals 18 grams. From here, we will solve. Grams of water cancel out. Grams cancel out. And I'm left with moles of water. I would take 125 divided by, because this is on bottom, divided by 18, and I would get that answer here. I hope this is helpful. Hopefully you can do your worksheet. I have a worksheet that's assigned for you to do tomorrow. If you have any problems, email me. Hopefully this will give you a good start on those problems, converting between moles and grams. You may be asking yourself, why is this included in the chapter about balancing equations? And how do equations and reactions translate into grams and molecules, and grams and moles? They do in this way. Here's just a general equation here. Carbon plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide. This actually, remember how this is a shorthand method of writing out carbon plus oxygen equals, or yields carbon dioxide? Actually, there's one more thing you need to know about the shorthand method of this. The coefficients, the numbers that we put in front, the coefficients are also the number of moles. In this case, if it's 1, we don't usually write 1, 1, 1, right? We don't write the 1, so it's just understood. If there's nothing there, it's 1. But these tell us the number of moles that go into for each of this equation to occur. In this case, it would be 1 mole of carbon plus 1 mole of oxygen would yield 1 mole of carbon dioxide. And that's how moles get into this whole chapter about equations. Here's another example. We would say 2 moles of iron oxide plus 1 mole of carbon would yield 2 moles of iron and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So the coefficients in chemical equations represent the number of moles taking place in that equation. All right, that's all I've got. Hopefully this has been helpful. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you soon.